BBC Radio WM.
BBC Radio WM. Joe McElderry on the show. He has new music out as well.
Wheels spin, foot upon the gas, release my runaway heart. Shots down, remembering how to laugh, gonna tear this joint apart. Fingers through my hair as the sweat runs down, gonna dance like Prince till I shake this out. Won't stop banging my drum, gonna paint this town tonight. Rinse every tear from my eyes, keep it moving till I feel alright. Baby, had you fun and you broke my heart, but you won't break me, no you won't tear me apart. You said don't worry my love, as you spun another narcissist light. I sense more than you know, and I could see your wandering eye. Turning it around, put it all on me. Blew dust in my face till I felt crazy. Won't stop banging my drum, gonna paint this town tonight. Rinse every tear from my eyes, keep it moving till I feel alright. Baby, had you fun and you broke my heart, but you won't break me, no you won't tear me apart. Can't tear me apart. Can't tear me apart. Fingers through my hair as the sweat runs down, gonna dance like Prince till I shake this out. Won't stop banging my drum, gonna paint this town tonight. Rinse every tear from my eyes, keep it moving till I feel alright. Baby, had you fun and you broke my heart, but you won't break me, no you won't tear me apart. Stop banging my drum, gonna paint this town tonight. Rinse every tear from my eyes, keep it moving till I feel alright. Baby, had you fun and you broke my heart, but you won't break me, no you won't tear me apart. Baby, had you fun and you broke my heart, but you won't break me, no you won't tear me apart.
It's Joe McElderry. Baby Had Your Fun, his new song. Joe, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. That sort of disco meets country. It's very catchy, isn't it?
Oh, thank you. Well, that's what we try to do, you know, just kind of bring in flavors and elements of kind of pop, country and disco and throw everything together, and that's what we came out with. So, yeah, hopefully people like it.
So when did you record it? When did you put it together?
So we wrote it about 3 weeks before the first lockdown, and I think we wrote about half of the song, and then we finished it via Zoom in lockdown, and then in the summer when the restrictions were kind of lessened and you could go into the studios and kind of do some work, I recorded it then, yeah, and shot a video then and everything like that. So I've been sitting on it for probably about six months, and we were going to release it in November, and then things started getting a bit crazy again, and things are even crazier now. But I thought, you know what, it's time to give people something to dance to in their living rooms while they're stuck in the house.
Yeah. Well, during the lockdowns, you've been doing these Zoom, between you and me, interviews, haven't you, these sessions?
Yeah, I mean, I think like everybody, you know, just trying to find ways to connect with people, and I'm very fortunate that I've got, you know, a lot of followers on social media platforms, and I thought, listen, the perfect thing to do to lift people's spirits and stuff is like chat and sing. So I've been doing online shows. We did the Between Me and You interviews, which you mentioned, where I got like kind of well-known personalities and musicians and artists who I've worked with, or just who are friends from the industry, to kind of come on, and I interviewed them and they interviewed me with 10 questions each, and just having conversations, you know, and and you know, having a bit of a whinge about everything that's going on. I think that helps people as well.
Well, I mean, musicians writing to the government for a start, saying that, you know, at the moment, if you're going to go into Europe and play, you've got to get visas for every country, which is a bit of a nightmare. But just to get out and play again would be good, wouldn't it, at some point?
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's a huge issue for me and other people, and certainly in the kind of musical theatre world as well, where tours go on, you know, on UK tours, but also part of huge legs of those tours are through Europe as well. So that's definitely something that people need to kind of push and fight for. But yeah, you know, obviously our world of work is kind of at a standstill at the moment, apart from kind of, you know, releasing music from your own home kind of things and streaming. But it's a crazy time, you know. It's and not to make light of the situation, because it's a scary time for everyone. But I can't wait till we can get back out there safely and people can dance and sing along and be together, because there's just nothing like that, is there? You know, a kind of connection with people.
I mean, you mentioned a few minutes ago musical theatre, because you've done quite a bit of that. You've diversified. I mean, the first album, Wide Awake, was top 3 in 2010 now, and you won X Factor. It's 11 years ago.
I know, I'm getting old. But yeah, I mean, I've been fortunate that because of the show, you know, the show's got a huge platform, and it gives you a massive kind of stepping stone in the industry. So I've been lucky, you know, that I've kind of had so many different avenues to my career, you know, musical theatre, obviously pop, and doing pops on Opera Star, like just, and I'm one of these people, I kind of don't say no to challenges. So I find myself in positions where I'm like, hang on a minute, how did I end up here? But that's the beauty of my job, you know. I think being able to, as a performer, experience different things. It's brilliant.
Well, I mean, we mentioned X Factor, but Pop Star to Opera Star, which you won 10 years ago, and you did the first season, talking about taking on challenges, you did the first season of that TV show, The Jump, which looked pretty terrifying, I've got to say.
Oh my God, honestly. I mean, I'm a skier. I go on family holidays skiing and everything with my family. But that's a different level of skiing, you know. Stand at the top of a kind of ski jump, that's pretty much vertical, is pretty terrifying. But again, I am a bit of a kind of, I'm very competitive, you see. And I also love I love sports and I love exercise, and kind of, you know, that whole concept of that show, whilst it was very dangerous, was an amazing experience. You know, I mean, we got to live in Austria for a month in this hotel, kind of just surrounded by snow and mountains. It was fantastic.
So you wouldn't have changed that?
No, not at all. I mean, I came back with a few bruises and sore knees, but other than that, I compared to some of the other people on that show, I came out pretty injury-free.
And for you, I mean, all the albums you've had, 5 albums, I think, all been in a top 20 in the chart. So you've had a longevity, and that doesn't always happen to X Factor stars.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, it's a tough industry, you know, and I think obviously it's kind of narrowed down in terms of X Factor. There's kind of become this whole obsession about what people do after the show and stuff, and I suppose that comes with the profile of the show and the interest in the individual people. But the music industry is a tough old industry, you know, and if you look at a lot of artists, they'll tell you kind of their past stories of like creating longevity in the industry is one of the hardest things. Having instant success is actually quite easy. It's keeping it, you know, and it's keeping that momentum going and keeping that fan base interested and trying different things and learning and failing and stuff. But I've been blessed that I've been able to do it for so long, and you know, this is an exciting kind of start to 21 in such an uncertain time to be able to bring out a new song, which I wrote, co-wrote with a great friend of mine, and fresh music, and looking to kind of work on a new album and things like that. So I'm very fortunate, you know, because I genuinely love what I do, so I can't complain.
Because the last album was the movie, Saturday Night at the Movies album, wasn't it?
Yeah, we did Saturday Night at the Movies. That was kind of off the back of Joseph, and he made Technicolor Dreamcoat, and we decided to kind of mark that chapter with some like iconic movie songs and show tunes. I love that album, you know, and it was all kind of really well-known, famous covers. We took that out on the road and did that.
Well, you're a country music fan, yes or no?
Absolutely, favourite music, genre of music. My favourite band is Lady A. I love them. I went to see them in Birmingham, actually. I went to see them in Birmingham and loved them. So, I love anything like that. Carrie Underwood, the band Perry. I just love the style of songwriting. So we try to kind of bring a bit of that in with the writing of this song as well.
And the video was recorded at a nightclub in South Shields, wasn't it, for the song?
It was, yeah, it was.
Film?
Obviously, in real life, shall I say, in life when we know it is normal.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have had a nightclub full of people kind of dancing and going crazy to the song. That was mine and the video director's idea. But because they kind of lowered the restrictions enough that we could shoot a good video. But yeah, we kind of, with editing and stuff, we kind of had to make it a lot busier than it was, because there was me and 4 dancers. That was it. I'm really pleased with how it's come out. We've managed to kind of capture the energy of the song. So I'm excited for people to see that. That comes out in about a week's time. So yeah, I can't wait. And hopefully it'll help people reminisce what it's like to be on a dance floor dancing.
Yeah, well, Baby Had Your Fun is on the way out, and you have got some shows still planned for September at the moment?
Yeah, so we're due to kind of go on last year's tour. That was due in September 2020, this September. But obviously, like everything at the minute, we're kind of waiting to see what's safe, what's possible. And obviously we won't go ahead with it if it's not going to be safe. And if we can't do it properly, then we'll kind of change it around a bit and do something. But, like everything, we're all adapting to this crazy, crazy world at the moment, and that's all you can do. So I hope, as soon as I can get out on the road properly, or in some extent, I'll be there. So if you want to keep posted, you can go to joemckelderofficial.com, and we're keeping everybody updated as we go along there.
Baby Had Your Fun. Joe's big song is out. Joe, great to talk to you. Stay well, whatever you're doing.
Thanks so much. Thanks for having us.
BBC Radio WM.
BBC Radio.